Alright guys, welcome back to another video of King X STUDX, coming to you guys with a brand new video. And today in this video we're going to be checking out the AN-94 and creating a best class setup video for it. Now I'm not going to lie, the AN-94 is actually a really fun weapon for this class setup. You guys are going to be needing to be level 45, or if you guys do want to switch up some of the other attachments, because there's some attachments that aren't unlocked right now. But this gun goes up to I think like level 65 or something. A lot of pointless attachments after 45. But let's go ahead and get into this class setup. For one, I went with a barrel attachment and I went with the AN-94 Factory X barrel. You guys get damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You lose ADS and movement speed. I'll talk more about the ADS speed and more about the pros and cons of the weapon when we get into the gameplay aspect of this video. But for now, that is definitely the barrel that is probably the best one. And if you guys are using this class for Warzone, this one extends your damage range out to the max, so that's definitely what you want to be using. I ended up going with another sight, and it is the Viper Reflex sight. Personally, I don't think the iron sights on this gun is very good. It is pretty much very bulky, and you really can't see much with the iron sights. Not the greatest iron sights in the game. For the underbarrel, I ended up going with the Commando foregrip. You guys get recoil, stabilization, and aiming stability. You lose movement speed. I ended up running Merc foregrip and Ranger foregrip at one point. To be honest, I don't know what it is, but this did not really do anything for me, especially the recoil control. I felt that the Commando foregrip was definitely the better option. I went with a 45 round mag. Of course, you get magazine ammo capacity, but you lose ADS speed and movement speed. This gun has, I think, 30 rounds normally and 45 obviously with the attachment. I think this one is also 45, but there's another pros and cons to it. And then for the very last attachment, I ended up going with the stippled grip tape. You get aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. Sprint to fire speed is definitely something that you will notice with this weapon, so definitely using the stippled grip tape was definitely a good option. You lose aim stability. But with that being said, guys, this is the class setup. I'm going to go ahead and cut to the gameplay, and we'll talk more about this class setup and why I chose certain things and how this gun actually excels, and if you guys should actually be using this in Modern Warfare. So let's go ahead and talk more about the pros and cons to this weapon. Now, the AN-94 is a really good weapon in this game, and I don't really feel there's many cons, and I think this weapon is actually very comparable to another weapon that we previously got in the Season 4 update. But let's go ahead and talk about the pros. So there is no recoil on the first two shots due to the hyperburst feature, which fires 2 rounds rapidly in the form of a 2-round burst. So literally your first 2 shots are a laser beam, thanks to the hyperburst feature, which I think is actually really cool, and it's kind of unique, honestly, so that is really awesome to see. After those first 2 shots, you do see recoil, but I'm gonna be honest, the recoil is very minimal, so it's not even like it's there in the first place. If you guys can control your recoil, I'm pretty sure you guys will have no problem using this weapon. This gun seems to have a fast ADS speed, or at least an ADS speed where you can put on attachments that affect the ADS speed, and you won't really notice that, especially if you guys have attachments like the stippled grip tape, which allow you to put sprint to fire as a pro. Then you guys literally have no problem, because you could sprint around and then ADS, and you'll have literally no problem with ADS speed. Now, I'm not too sure if you guys go crazy in detail if it's the fastest ADS or the slowest ADS in the assault rifle category, but it seems to be decently quick when you are playing with it. The reload speed is actually pretty quick. You really don't need sleight of hand with this weapon, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of using sleight of hand, and I'm actually kind of happy that I never felt the need to actually use sleight of hand on this weapon, or felt like I was going to die when I had to reload. It's not like an LMG. This gun has really good damage. I'm going to be honest. I think this weapon is probably one of the stronger assault rifles in this game, and I think it's actually really fun to use. Now, I don't know about all the really crazy in detail of how much damage per shot does, but for me personally, while I was playing with it, I felt it does quite well when it comes to the damage category. It has a decently fast fire rate, same fire rate as the M4 according to the stats on Modern Warfare. So if you guys were to compare the M4's fire rate to the AN-94's fire rate, it's actually quite similar, and honestly, I have to kind of agree. It's literally pretty much exactly the same, so that is awesome to see. So it actually has a really good fire rate. In multiplayer, it can kill up close and at long range easily. I don't see a problem with killing people at super long range. So if you guys are going to be going for long shots, I don't see you guys having any problem with this weapon. It kills at range, trust me, especially if you guys put on the barrel that extends out its damage range to its max potential. It is insane. And I honestly want to say, earlier in this video, I talked about how it's actually comparable to a weapon in the Season 4 update, and it's the CR56 AMAX. I don't know what it is about this weapon, but it feels super similar to the AMAX, which kind of leads me to the cons to this weapon. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's good in Warzone. I'm pretty sure this weapon probably excels really good in Warzone, so that is kind of like just 50-50 right now. I'm not sure if that's a pro or a con. I did want to mention it though. But for the cons, I really don't have a really more needed con to this weapon. Like, my only problem with this weapon is that, is there a point to use this weapon at this time of the year with this new with Call of Duty? I mean, you have guns like the Growl, the AMAX, the ultra reliable M4, the buffed AK, and the FAL. I mean, it's kind of like one of those toss-ups. It's like, is there really a point to use this weapon over all the other good weapons? I mean, this weapon, don't get me wrong, is super fun to use, but I can't categorize it as the best assault rifle in the game, but it does compare well with the other assault rifles in this game. So if you guys were wondering how this gun felt, it's really good, I'm gonna be honest, but I just don't know if it's needed. Like, I don't know if you should really use this weapon compared to everything else in this game, but if you guys do want to use a brand new weapon, this is definitely the weapon for you. It is unlocked at tier 31 for free. With that being said, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, put on post notifications so you guys don't miss another video, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will most likely be the ISO SMG. But with that being said, guys, have a good rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.
King, give me the throne. I need a queen, she better than most. I need a palace, I need a horse. If you want gold, then I am the source. I need a crown, I need a sword. I got my team, we going to war. You